Hi there, this is Art and Such with my Rainbow Loom tutorial for Red Fraggle from Fraggle Rock. For this pattern you're going to need dark orange, light orange, red, a couple of pinks, some holding hooks, dental floss to thread on beads if you're using beads for eyes. I'm going to be doing this with 2 round pearl beads, and I'll be drawing on the pupils with a dark black marker. As well, you will need your loom in the offset configuration, so the middle row is sitting just above the other 2, and you'll need a couple of C-clips. Let's start with the legs. You're going to take a single orange, light orange, wrap it on the hook 1, 2, 3 times. Push it down a little and do that again. Single, wrap 1, 2, 3 times. And we need 2 more of these. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Scrunch them up together, and we are going to take 2 bands, put them on the end of the hook, and carefully slide all of these on. And before you put the other side back, you'll take a single light orange, put it on the end of the hook, wrap it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then replace the other side. We're going to take 2 light orange bands, put them on the end of the hook, and pull off the bands that are on the hook right now onto those 2. Replace. And now we want 5 sets of double light orange bands. So that was the first one. This is the second one. 3, 4, and 5. And that's one leg, and we're going to do another one exactly the same way. You can leave this where it is or put it on another hook. Start 1, 2, 3 wraps with the new orange single. Repeat 3 more times. And here we go. Take 2 light orange bands, put them at the end of the hook, and transfer your wrapped singles on. Take a single, put it on the end, wrap 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Replace, and now this all goes on to 5 sets of double light orange bands. So this is the first set. We're going to slide all the pieces on, even it out, and replace, and 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, you can leave these where they are or put them onto another hook. We're going to make the hands. Take a single light orange, wrap it 1, 2, 3 times, and we're going to put this onto a doubled over single orange. Push it down a little bit and repeat. We're going to do this 3 more times so that we will have 4 fingers. So that's 2 fingers. Take another, wrap it 1, 2, 3 times. Pop it onto a doubled over single, and we need 1 more of these. Now we are going to take, this is going to be a little tricky, so if you're finding this next part hard, you can use 2 bands instead of, what I'm going to do here is take a single and double it over and transfer all 4 of the finger pieces on. Close it up, and then we're going to do 2 reds. Oh, we need one more thing here. Just hold on a second. We're going to add something. Just let me make sure. Yeah. Okay. Take a single light orange, wrap it 1, 2, 3 times on the end of the hook, and then you're going to pull one side of your hand over. So the closer side will go over that piece. And then we're going to put this onto 2 red bands. I'm going to kind of pull this till it's sort of centered, put it back, and then we're going to put this onto another 4 sets of double red bands. So 2 bands together, put them on the end, pull through. It's 1, 2, we're going to have a total of 5 then. Sets of double red bands. And there we go. And we're going to make another hand, same way. At any point you can pause or rewind or transfer some of these to another hook if you're finding they're in your way. Single orange, wrap 3 times, pull it onto a doubled over single orange, and we'll do that for the next 3 fingers. You'll have to pardon me if I spend some time looking at my notes in this video. I'll try my best not to, but it's been a couple of weeks since I designed this pattern, and I'm just getting it to video now, so I'm hoping it's still fresh enough we won't have problems. This is 3. I made some good notes though, so like I said, we should be good. Just if you notice me pausing, it's just to double check and make sure I've got everything right for you. Okay, take those 4 and pull them onto double pale orange bands. Oh, sorry, doubled over. We had said the last time. That's right. So it's nice and tight and rounded. Transferring all the bands that are currently on the hook. Well, not all the ones, not the other arm, but the ones for this hand, all the finger pieces. Put the other side back. Take a single light orange, wrap it on the end 1, 2, 3 times. And we're going to pull the closer side over that wrapped band so that it sits in the middle, and then we need our 5 sets of double red bands. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, let's do our tail as well. And for the tail, we're switching to dark orange. We are going to take 3 bands, put them on the end of the hook, and wrap them 1, 2, 3, or 4 times if you can manage 4. And we're going to put these all onto a doubled over single dark orange band. This is very tight. I'm going to have to see if it'll stretch here. If you're having a hard time, you can always re-loop them and just loop it 1 time less. Now, when you are done, or at any point, you can take your scissors and snip a couple of these, and it should be tight enough it won't come apart, but that's going to be your choice. Now we're going to go to a light orange. And we have 6 doubled over single light oranges. So there's 1. Put it on the end of the hook and pull through. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, come on over to your loom. I'm going to pull up my picture here. And we are going to start with 2 light colored orange bands. Come from the top center to the top right. And bring 2 light colored orange bands from the top center to the top left. come down twice in the middle with double light orange bands, and then once on either side. Okay, like so. Now we are gonna come in from the second side peg down to the third center peg and repeat coming from the opposite side. And then we're gonna switch to red. So push these bands down just a little bit, but try and keep them in order as best you can. We're gonna take 2 red bands and come from the center third to the right third, and 2 from the center third to the left third. And then we're going to come down 3 times in the center with double red bands. 1, 2, and 3. And on the next set, you want to take 2 bands, put them on the end of your hook, put your tail onto that, and stretch it across from your 6th peg down to your 7th peg down in the middle. And then we're switching to light orange for the last pair coming down in the middle, and that takes you to the 7th peg down in that, no, the 8th peg down in that row. On either side, you're going to lay down 3 sets of 3 pairs of double red bands. And 1 set of light orange double bands. I'll hold this up for you just a second. Okay, and on either side we're also going to make chains, but let's put our arms and legs on first. So arms go from the hook directly onto the 3rd pegs down on either side. And we're going to put some red holding bands across the body, so across your 4th pegs down, make a triangle. Across the set below, make another triangle, and one more time below that. And then we are going to take 2 pale orange bands, put 1 leg on, stretch it from, I gotta count this here, I believe it's your 7th peg down on the left to your 8th peg down in the center. We'll do this for the opposite side as well. Take a single band and put it on the 8th peg down in the center. We're going to cap it off. So put it on top, twist, pop it back over 1, twist, pop it back over 2, and a 3rd time. You can make it tighter if you want to. Alright, for the, we're going to come back to the face. Let's do our side chains now. We're going to give Red Fraggle a little bit of roundness here. So take a single red, wrap it once and twice, and pop that onto 2 sets of double red bands. So here's 1 set of 2 bands, and 1 more. And this will go onto the peg, the 4th peg down on the side. And we're going to grab through the bottom cap band, so through the piece at the very end of the chain, stretch it down over the next peg and onto your 6th peg down on the side, and pull 1 piece over the 5th peg down. Let's make one of these for the other side. Single wrapped once and twice, pulled onto 2 sets of double bands. 1, 2, 2, and we're going to position it in exactly the same way. So the peg under the arm, it's your 4th peg down. Skip one, get through the end of your chain, and put that over the 6th peg down, and then grab a section from the middle of that link, of those links, and put it onto the 5th peg down. Okay, so we gotta look at the face now. This is always the hard part. We will add our eyes next, and I'm gonna show you how to do this. I've got beads with really small holes, so what we do is we thread some floss through both of them. You can also use a needle and thread or thin wire, or you might even have something else you find works better. To think I deliberately picked this bead because it looked like the hole was going to be big enough. I might have to grab a different one. Try it one more time. No. Well, while I'm grabbing that, I'll just mention that if you are using beads, beads with a larger hole, you can put them directly onto your hook and then transfer both onto a light orange band. And if you would rather use bands, what you would want to do is take 2 bands of the same color and wrap each one 3 times over your hook and then transfer onto a single light orange band. So what we do once we've threaded the beads on is we run our thread through a light colored orange band, light orange, bring the thread or floss back over and back through the 2 beads from the opposite direction. And then we're going to kind of pinch the end. Show you in just a second here. Pinch the end and pull until your beads are on that band. And then we're going to stretch this. We're actually going to go over the center peg. So put it on to the top pegs on either side, stretch it across, and then use your hook to pull it over. Let's do this carefully here. Let us now add the sort of pom-pom ears for whatnot here. Okay, so this is going to take a minute because what we're going to do is for each side we're going to take 50 dark orange bands and put them onto the hook. Ten, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. You can see I'm kind of pinching them together here as best I can. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. Now this idea came from pattern for pom-poms that I saw on YouTube, and I will reference that in my link below. Okay, we are going to take 2 orange bands. Hold it nice and tight and pull all those pieces on top. Okay, put the other end of those 2 orange bands on, and we are going to take these and put them onto the top side peg. And you can pick which side you want to start on because we will be making one for the other side still. So like so, just watch. You want to be careful not to lose all of those because then you got to count them again. Here we go, the other side, that's 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30, 31, 32, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, almost there, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. Okay, take your two orange bands, put them on the end of your hook, and bring your 50 bands over, put the other end back, and we're going to put this on the top peg on the opposite side. Very, very carefully, we don't want this to pop off everywhere. We're going to make the top of the mouth now, so take two light orange bands, go to the second peg up from the bottom of one side and come up once to the third peg up. We're going to do the same on the left side. Now take three light orange bands, go to the third peg from the bottom on the center and lay those down, and repeat just below. If you think this three might be too much to work with because it's going to get a little bulky, you can reduce those to two on each. From here we're going to take two light orange bands, come from the second side to the second from the bottom on the side to the bottommost peg on the center, and repeat from the other side. A single band, twist it, double it over, and it's going to go across the second peg from the bottom on each of those rows, and then we'll need to cap off the bottom with a single, twist it up 1, 2, and 3 times. Go underneath, and we're going to get the top two bands and bring them up and over to the left. And the next two will go to the right. And the last ones are going straight up. And then you can loop up one more time on each of those rows. Put your hook through the bands. I'm going to use this hook, I think. So go from the top to the bottom, take them off of the third peg from the bottom on the side, and then in the middle, and then on the closer side, and remove. I'm just going to set this down for the time being, and we'll make the top of the mouth. Oh, sorry, the bottom of the mouth rather. So for this part, we take two bands, skin tone bands. We're going to come down from the second peg from the bottom to the third peg from the bottom again. Repeat that on the opposite side. Doubled over single band from the second peg up on one side to the bottommost peg in the center, and repeat. We are going to take a pink band for the tongue, and we wrap it 1, 2, 3 times and pull that onto 3 red bands, or pull it over 3 red bands. Put the other end back, and we're going to put this onto a doubled over single light orange and stretch that across from the second peg down on one side to the second peg down on the others, or I keep saying down, I'm used to it. Second peg from the bottom on one side to the second peg from the bottom on the other. Okay, so like so. And we are going to double over, cap off, yeah, I think we're good. We're going to cap off the bottom center peg, single wrap, 1, 2, 3 times. And this time we just loop to the sides and then straight up, and we don't have to do anything else in the middle. So over to the right and loop up, and over to the left and loop up. And I think I'm just going to leave this on the loom for the moment while we get our next parts in order. Just even this out a bit. Okay, there we go. So we are going to start looping up the body, and then we can finish up on the face here. Okay. So let's go to that 8th peg down in the middle, come under the holding band, and we're going to find the top 2, which are going to be going up to the right. And this is a little tricky because there are lots of bands there, so what I'll recommend, if you don't mind a little stretching, pull down the 2 from the side, get underneath the cat band, and then release and grab. And get the next 2, bring them over to the left. Just trying to make sure we've got to get the right ones here. And the last ones are going to go up. And then we're going to loop up on either side. Get the bottom 2 orange, loop them forward. Next 2 red, loop them forward. We just want the ones coming along the bottom here. We're going to go up until we reach the arm. And then we want to loom inwards from the arm to the 3rd peg down in the middle. Okay, I'm going to loop up the center a couple times here. And I'm going to stop just before the neck, but you can see my loom's getting a little tight, so I want to loosen this up without worrying about popping anything off. Here we go. On the far side, go for your bottom 2. We're going to loop forward until we reach the arm again. Going to ease a little bit more off from the bottom here. And then we're going to loop inwards from under the arm to the 3rd peg down in the center. Go to the 4th peg down in the center. I'm so sorry, my camera's tilting here. It's hard to look through the camera and look at the thing at the same time and keep my hands out of the way, but I'm doing my best here. Come up to the 3rd peg down. We're going to reach in for the next top 2. Bring those up to the left. And the next ones are going to go to the right. And the last ones are going up once, and then we're going to add on those, the parts of the mouth. So, our bottom piece, which is down here, we'll need to take this off, put your hook through the bands on either side, remove. We will stretch this across from the 2nd peg down on one side to the 2nd peg down on the other side. It's going to go right over the parts that we just did, and we want to do it so that just find the best direction for this. Like I said, it's been a while. I think I'm going to flip this around actually. We want our tongue to be kind of facing upwards, right? Bear with me 1 second. Okay, so you want to kind of pop them all through and then put 4 oranges onto that side peg and then the other 4 on the opposite side. And these are gonna get to be 2 really crowded pegs, so push it down as much as you can there and then get a hold of the top piece. And we have 5, 9, like 14, I believe we've got about 14 loops in here. 5, 10, 14. So we're going to take 5 and put 5. The first 5 are going to go on the left side, 2nd peg down. The next 4 will go on the middle 2nd peg down, and the last will go on the right 2nd peg down. You want to kind of put them on downwards, like off the top of the hook, the way we took it off, so that it stays straight. Let me just check. Now what I'm going to do here, because I worry about these popping off, I'm going to make sure that my dark orange loops are out of the way. I'm going to go into the bottom on that second peg and loop up once. That way that first side is secure. Now I'm going to take the next 4 and bring them over to that center peg. Something stuck in my pocket apparently. I'll get it in just a minute. 2 more here. And I'm gonna hold this for just a second and loop up in the center to secure those, and then I'll lay down the last 5 on the far side. Okay, and last ones go onto the second peg down on the right side. Again, I'm transferring it with the point of my hook pointed away from me, so it's going on kind of backwards from or the same way it came off. And we're going to pull those loopy things to the side on the top and get the bottom 2 and loop those forward. Now you can go in from either side to get the bottom 2 and loop those to the middle. These are light oranges we're looking at. And you can start easing some more of Red Fraggle off. And when you're ready, grab 1 or 2 light orange bands. Get it ready on the end of your hook. Put your hook through the bands on the top center peg, open part facing away from you. Grab that orange, pull it back up and through. Grab the other side and pull one side over the other and over the top of the hook to create a slip knot. We can remove the rest. And just be careful, we have a lot of bands and a lot of tension, so just take your time. There we go. Okay, you're going to turn to the back, put your hook under a couple nearby bands, grab the securing band and pull it through. This can go onto a C-clip. And stick that under a nearby band. You want to kind of pop your tongue forwards. We're going to get that marker and draw on those eyes. We're just going to do big black circles right in the middle of the bead. If you've used bands, you won't have to worry about this. The tail, I'm going to pull that sort of back to the side here. And you can, as I said, trim some of the bands if you want it to stick out like that. And I believe we have only one more thing to do, which is to make the pink little bows. So I'm sorry I didn't find an easy way to do it, but this is a kind of fast way. We stretch it out. We come from behind and around the pom-pom, and you're going to tie a knot. So the way I'm going to do this, I have my second finger here in the middle. One side goes over my pointer finger, and the other is on the pointer finger of the other hand. And I'm going to bring this around the middle finger, the second finger here, onto my thumb. Pull this over onto the second finger and roll up the bottom piece, and this should get us a nice little knot. Hopefully some of you out there have fingers smaller, more nimble than mine. This is harder to do on camera. Okay, so it's going to go underneath. Now you can alternately make a bow and then weave this in, but I didn't like the way it looked so much. I tried it a couple of different ways. So yeah, and you can even do a second knot if you want to. And you would make one for the opposite side as well. So there is Red Fraggle Rock, and I've got my doozer out, and I hope to get some more methods for you in the next while. In the meantime, thank you for watching.